Greetings, my people. Greetings, my people. I greet you in the words as I always do of a BB 48. That's African liberation. Liberation of the mind, a liberation of the body, a liberation of the spirit. Coming to you today, as it's titled, The Needed Division. And I'm not going to be long. Matter of fact, I may do a part two, but this jumped in my head and I had to do it. The needed division. What I mean when I say needed division, now I probably will come back the second part with a real breakdown of the Willie Lynch. But we all know, unless we've been living under a rock for ever, what the Willie Lynch is. And I just want to break down something I saw because I was watching Kyrie Irving, who I have a lot of respect for. Shout out to Kyrie Irving. But they tried to kind of take his words and play him against LeBron James. And he said, well, why must it always be brother against brother? Why must it always be brother against brother? And something that I just recognize, even when I'm on social media or even when I'm talking to people personally, I know before I came into my right mind and stopped caring about that, who's better between Kobe, LeBron, Jordan, LeBron. You see where I'm going with this? There's always this, how society has unknowingly gotten us to where there's this way of, in order for us to lift one of us up, we got to totally put the other one down. We got to totally take away from their accomplishments to put another person up. Example, when they were debating who's the best, and number one, Europeans don't do this. Caucasians don't do this. They'll say Joe Montana is the greatest of all time. They'll say Tom Brady is the greatest of all time. And that's it. They don't have to go into, these be full-blown debates to where people really start to dislike the other person. I don't care for LeBron's basketball savvy because he whines too much. That's why I'm not a LeBron fan. I never was. But we never see them just really destroy Joe Montana to lift Tom Brady up. Am I right? So why when it comes to us, we always have to diminish one of ours? Think about it. We always got to say, well, no, Kobe ain't this because he bit Michael Jordan moves. And if we understand the cycle of basketball, everybody, Michael Jordan borrowed from Dr. J. And before Kobe passed away, in an interview, he said he don't get his rings without Michael because Michael mentored him, taught him everything, wanted him to know. But when we receive it, because we have one love for brother, we have even with this Aboriginal versus African, Hebrew versus being African, we act like we have to be just one. They've gotten us to say that it always have to be this way, it got to be this way and this way only. I'm Aboriginal, so therefore I'm going to destroy Africa. I got to denounce. I got to take away from anybody. I got to take away from Marcus Garvey. Some of the stuff y'all say online, man, y'all are very disrespectful. But y'all are caught up in your ignorance. So, that's just a perpetual cycle that's going to keep going until you understand. Which, from some of these answers I get, I don't think it's going to be much understanding. But we'll say, well, Shaq snitched on Kobe. Then we start going into people's personal lives. All to lift them up for, and check this out. Think about this. Look at every single sport, the NHL, Major League Baseball, NFL, NBA. What do they all have in common? They all have Caucasian commissioners. How are we the face of the league, but neither one of us are the commissioners? Think about that as my cat coming to the scene. Say what up, Pepe. Say what up to the people. But think about that. So we are having these fictitious, as my guy Faison Love said, fantasy football arguments. LeBron is the best because blah, blah, blah. We can't just respectfully put them and say, well, this is the best of this era. Kobe was the best of his era. Jordan was the best of his era. Magic was the best of his era. And so on. We have to definitively chart on everybody else's accomplishment and say, this person is the greatest of all time. We got to stop this. Because it's small things like that. Even though you say it's just basketball, Obas. It's just sports. It's just entertainment. That trickles into how we relate to each other. That trickles into how we, you'll see paper chin. That trickles into how we interact with each other. Team LeBron versus Team Kobe. Team MJ versus this. Always dividing us. You know what I'm saying? I'll be back with a different take, a part 2. But that was on my mind, and I just wanted to share that with you. Hit those comments. Shout out to the people that did comment on that last video. I appreciate it. But hit those comments and let me know what y'all think. All right, as I always say, a BB for Hodier, African liberation for us. Everybody else,